It has occurred to me over the past week that I really do not shout about my clients and how incredibly they do enough. So today I thought I would share a little bit of a client case study with one of my incredible clients, Laura. I'm going to be talking you through her journey so far, the results she's seen, the types of goals she has, and the process that we have gone through to get her from where she was when she first started coaching to where she is now. I definitely see a lot of Laura in myself, and Laura is definitely very similar to a lot of my other clients. So hopefully what I'm going to go through today you will resonate with and also just feel super inspired by, because honestly, Laura is freaking crushing it. Like all of my clients, she is such a hard worker, she's such an action taker, and she is so driven towards her goals. So I cannot wait to share her story with you and inspire you guys on your own health and fitness journeys as well. So before we get into the video, if you're new here, my name is Georgia. I'm a women's online health and fitness coach. I specialize in helping women drop at least 5 to 10 kilos and level up their confidence, not just within their body and how they feel, but across all areas of their lives. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back for another YouTube video. For once, I have my hair down. You're probably thinking, who is this woman? Yep, this is what I look like when I don't have my hair up. I'm actually filming this on a Saturday. I've already been up and gone for a run this morning, which means that I don't really need to exercise now for the rest of the day, and tomorrow is my rest day. So that warrants me actually blow drying my hair, because it's not just going to get tied up tomorrow. So yeah, coming to you looking a little bit more glamorous than usual, but honestly, take a shot for the amount of times I fidget with my hair during this video, because I'm not used to having my hair down. So when I do have it down, I am so aware that it's there. But I'm so excited to be back with another video and share some insane knowledge bombs and hopefully inspire you through this video that if anyone can do it, you can do it too. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. I want to say that Laura and I have been working together for the best part of a year now, and that year has been nothing short of incredible. We have had 3 huge PBs in that time, in her 10K run, her half marathon time, and most recently her full marathon PB. And she's also done a photo shoot in that time as well. So it has been a big year for Laura, and I am so excited to take you guys through it today. If we rewind right to the beginning, when Laura first joined the team, she had recently been on a fitness retreat in Thailand where she had dropped a hell of a lot of body fat very quickly. Obviously when you go on a fitness retreat, everything is kind of catered for you, all your food is sorted and weighed out and measured and everything for you. You're doing a hell of a lot of output, so it's relatively easy, or easier, to drop body fat really fast and see incredible results from it, which she did. But that then meant that when she came back from Thailand, she went back to her normal lifestyle and the weight piled on super quickly. So she was looking to get back to how she was post Thailand, but in a more sustainable way. Laura is also a very avid runner, as you probably could tell from that intro. She is someone who had come to me having done half marathons before, so very much a seasoned pro in the kind of like running side of things. And she's also a fully qualified personal trainer as well. So she very much has all the knowledge, to be able to hit her fitness goals, hit her performance goals, drop body fat, all of those things. But the main thing that Laura and I talked about when we first had that initial call was accountability. Now, the reason why she did so well in this fitness retreat in Thailand is because she had that accountability 24/7. She was fully in it and fully submerged in it. And, like she said to me on the call, I know what to do, I just don't do it. And Laura, I think more than so many other people, really does know what to do. As a qualified PT, she knows what she should be doing, but she was just lacking having someone there to hold her accountable. And she's very much someone who needs that kick, needs that extra kind of like push. She also came to me really interested in pushing to do a photo shoot as well, and having a very specific goal to work towards. And one thing that I have learned with working with Laura for a long period of time, she is very much someone who thrives under a time-based goal, be that for physique purposes, for a photo shoot, or be that for a race, or more of a performance-based goal. So the initial goals we set out after that first call were to go into a photo shoot prep for later on during the year, and also work towards a new PB in her half marathon time. So how did we get her there? The first thing that was so important was me taking all of the thinking out of the process for Laura. I took care of all of her programming, all of her nutrition, all of the lifestyle habits that we were working on cementing. I completely took the thinking out the process for her. So she didn't have to worry about, on top of work, on top of home life, on top of social life, she didn't have to think, oh, what do I need to be doing at the gym this week? What runs do I need to be doing this week? Everything was completely mapped out for her. We went into an initial dieting phase in which we put her into a sustainable calorie deficit where she could still have flexibility around her meals, but focus on a really, really high protein diet to help keep her full. And that saw the scales immediately starting to drop down. And something that's actually really interesting about Laura, her weight fluctuates literally so much. If I can put a screenshot and work out how to put a screenshot into this video, I will, because her body weight graph is literally like this. But over time, that trend was going down. And initially, this is something that Laura found quite hard. Every time she'd step on the scales, she was getting a completely different reading. And it wasn't until we'd worked together for a couple of months that I was actually able to zoom out and go, okay, yes, we're seeing a lot of fluctuation on the scales. However, when we zoom out, we can see that we're trending in the right direction. And her photos were also showing the same thing as well. Her photos were showing that things were coming in, measurements were coming in, and we were moving in the right direction. But the scales, they were telling a little bit of a different story. So if you are someone who also struggles with a lot of fluctuation on the scales, this is completely normal. And scale weight, to a certain extent, is something that we can't have a huge amount of control over. With Laura, she's someone who is very, very, very sociable. She really thrives off being around people and having a very busy social life. And this means she does quite a lot of eating out as well. So that is going to mean even when we're making good choices around meals out, we're still going to see some potential fluctuation on the scale. So if you're someone who also struggles with this is just a reminder to zoom out and look at the bigger picture over time and track your body weight over a prolonged period of time, because A, results take time, and B, scale weight is honestly one of the most sensitive things out there. Going back to her training as well, the biggest thing within the gym was getting her into a strength training program to support her running, because we knew with a half marathon prep coming up, as much as in the initial stages of working together, we were just sort of maintaining a good amount of running volume across the week and not really pushing super hard with this. It was really important to get her that foundation and get her feeling and looking really, really strong. And this meant as well, as we lost weight, we were losing fat and maintaining muscle, which is so crucial when you are in a dieting phase. We initially started with a little bit more of an upper-lower split just because Laura wasn't running as much and her running wasn't as demanding. This brings me on to the sort of second phase of us working together, which is where we started really pushing with her first half marathon prep. She ran her half marathon, I want to say back in October last year, and then did a photo shoot literally maybe 4 weeks after in November. So it definitely was a very tight time frame. But the fact that we were then increasing her running volume also meant that we were increasing her output at the same time, which in turn helped with her fat loss phase. But this did make her half marathon prep pretty challenging because it meant that we did a lot of this prep in quite harsh calorie deficits. So focusing on a lot of high volume foods and continuing to push a high protein diet really helped to keep Laura full and also fuel her runs well. I am a massive advocate for not cutting out any food groups, and making sure that Laura was getting sufficient carbohydrates within her macronutrient split was also super important. As training ramped up for her half marathon and photo shoot, we actually made the decision to change Laura's training split very slightly, away from more of an upper-lower focus to a full body focus. And the reason why we did this is because her running volume was getting a lot higher. She was having some long runs, and doing that and training like a leg day close to each other, that is flipping hard. So by changing out her training split to more of a full body focus, on the 3 to 4 days that she was going to the gym that week, she would have so much more opportunity for her lower body to recover ahead of runs. But it also meant she was still getting sufficient volume through the lower body to build the strength that we needed to support her running and her physique goals. Now, as her half marathon was approaching, obviously a big goal was hitting this new PB, and Laura had a very specific time in mind. Laura's goal was to run a sub 1 hour 50-minute half marathon, which is pretty damn fast. As well as gradually increasing her running distance and volume across the week, we did a lot of very intense interval training, which basically exposed Laura's body to running at faster speeds for slightly reduced periods of time. And this, alongside her strength training, helped to develop that speed and increase that pace over time. So by the time she hit her half marathon in October, she set a new PB of 1 hour 46 minutes. So absolutely obliterating the sub 1 hour 50-minute. We were well in there. But then the push was on, and it was 4 weeks until her photo shoot. So obviously definitely keeping her foot on the gas at this point. And like I said at the beginning, Laura very much thrives under having that really specific goal. Very much like myself. Once I've ticked up one thing, I want to set myself new goals, and I want to have that next thing to be working towards. And that up next was the photo shoot. And by the time we got to the photo shoot from when we first started working together last year to November last year, Laura had lost a total of 7 kilograms, which is flipping incredible. She had gone from 61 kilos to 54 kilos. And this was all alongside training for her half marathon, having a very, very busy job. Laura is self-employed, so a very intense work schedule and a lot of work stress. Like I said earlier, she is someone who has a very active social life and very much enjoys being out and about with friends and lots of meals out and holidays thrown into the mix as well. So she is nothing short of busy. So when we got to that peak week for her photo shoot, she was officially 7 kilos down and ready to absolutely smash it. But we didn't stop there. The next goal was already in sight, and that was running Paris Marathon this month. April 2025. So when Laura and I sat down and had a chat post photo shoot, she told me that she had another goal in mind, and that was to run a sub 4-hour marathon and set another new PB. After her photo shoot, we took December to take a little bit of pullback time, give her some flexibility with her nutrition and with her training so that she could come back fully recovered and ready to push into a 16-week prep from January this year. Now, for anyone who has run a marathon, you will know how much of an intense preparation period it is. It really can feel like it's consuming your entire life. So a big thing with this marathon prep is we wanted to help Laura be as fueled as possible. So we went into a little bit more of a maintenance / very minimal calorie deficit to maintain body weight with where it was at, and also give her the flexibility to still enjoy things like going on holiday and having meals out, because as I said, Laura is very much someone who does these things on a weekly basis. And it was also about making sure that as we really scaled into this marathon program, it was very much achievable around work and around her social life, and also allowing to have some downtime so that she could rest and recover as much as possible. So with that being said, we actually decided to reduce her gym days very slightly just so we could get enough running volume in. We dropped down to 2 gym sessions per week and still kept these full body. And at this stage, it was more maintaining strength and maintaining muscle mass around scaling her runs. Again, a big focus with this marathon prep was incorporating tempo runs and also interval training to make sure that we were pushing towards that PB and also pulling her up to a high enough distance where her body was super, super prepared and ready to go without being overly fatigued. For that reason, I made sure that we did a slightly extended taper of a couple of weeks as we approached Paris Marathon. And throughout the prep, we really focused on cementing routines for that race day. So pre-run fuel, intra-run fuel, hydration, even down to what she was wearing, and making sure everything was completely rehearsed and ready for that big day, because we had a big PB to be hitting. And once again, when Paris Marathon rolled around, we hit another incredible PB. The sub 4 hours has been achieved, and once again, we were well in there with a new time of 3 hours and 57 minutes, which is absolutely phenomenal. So since Laura and I have worked together, not only has she dropped 7 kilos of body fat, but she has set a new half marathon PB and a new full marathon PB and a 10K along the way as well. Plus, her full marathon PB, I want to say, was about 45 minutes off of her last personal best. 45 minutes, which is absolutely no joke, especially working at that kind of distance. And when Laura sent me a breakdown of like a post-race debrief, the incline that was at that marathon was absolutely next level. So to still walk away with A, that time, and B, shaving like the best part of 45 minutes off of your previous personal best is absolutely insane. And these things have all been achieved because Laura had that accountability to keep showing up, and she had the exact steps laid out in front of her to get her to her goals. So even when she was going through things in her personal life, things in her work life, holidays, meals out, I was always there to hold her accountable and lay the way for her success with her goals. Like I said at the beginning of this video, Laura is someone who has such crazy big, exciting goals, and that is why I absolutely love working with her, and I see a lot of her in myself. I hope you guys have found this video helpful with regards to how we have phased Laura's training and how we have adapted to achieve some incredible personal bests and doing something so incredible like a photo shoot and really stepping outside of her comfort zone and feeling incredible doing it. I hope that you found Laura's story inspiring, and if you like this video, I can definitely do more client case studies because like I said, I really do not shout enough about how incredibly all of my clients are doing. And if you're someone who has some insanely big goals, just like Laura, yes, we're talking about the scary ones. I feel like the scary goals are the best ones, and I always say to clients, if your goals don't scare you, they are not big enough. And if you're someone who has those goals, there are a couple of ways you can come into my world to work with me at the moment. you have the option for one-to-one coaching, which is the way that we got Laura from where I talked about at the beginning of this video to where she is right now. I will drop the link down below for my one-to-one application. You can fill that out, and if we are a good fit to work together, I will make sure that I drop you a message on Instagram and we can chat a little bit more about your goals and what you're looking to achieve. Or if you're someone who is looking to get started on your fitness journey, my 8-week group coaching program, Glow with G, is going to be the perfect thing for you right now to lay the foundations for the success of your health and fitness goals. Glow with G is kicking off on the 5th of May. It is a Monday for 8 weeks, and there is such an incredible group of ladies involved already. So if you want to be in there and you want to go into summer feeling the most incredible that you ever have, drop body fat and build a routine that works for you, I will also drop the link to jump into Glow with G down below. Or if you have any questions, just message me on Instagram. Let me know that you have come from YouTube, and I can answer any questions that you have in there, and then we can take it from there. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful. If you have any other questions about Laura and her journey, then please drop me a message on Instagram, and I will see you guys all very soon.